This is Skylar with Dancy Ridge Farm. This is Vivian. What are we doing, Vivi?
Just get chicks.
We're getting our chicks. These are our fall chicks. Mama's gonna run in and get them right quick, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I just went in and got them. You're very loud. How many chicks do you think there are, Vivi?
3.
3? How about 3 times 10? There's 30. We have 30 layers. We got the assorted egg color from Hoover's Hatchery. So there's 30 laying chicks in here. Yay! Yeah, they'll lay eggs. So not a lot is more exciting on the farm than new baby chicks. We've got the brooder box ready. We're going to put them in. All right, everybody alive?
Yeah.
Gently put them in, Vivi.
1.
Don't touch the light, it's hot, okay?
Okay. 4.
9, 10.
I touched it.
You touched it? 11.
2.
What? Oh no.
22.
Oh. 23. 24.
7.
Okay.
Come on. Don't go, chicken. Hey, you want some food?
Hey.
You are star.
Let Boone touch. Boone, you want a pet?
This one?
Oh, that's
You
so
want a
sweet.
pet? Rosie?
Gentle. So I just came out to check on the chicks. They've been a little huddled up. It's about 6:15, starting to get pretty cool. I've had this little thing, Accurite thermometer. I just got it at Walmart. Has the temperature, humidity. So it says it's about 79 degrees in there. Chicks need to be at about 90. I mean, they're fine, they're comfortable, but I am going to turn on this second heat lamp to make sure that they are nice and cozy for the night. I think the low is maybe 55, between 55 and 60. I'll have to look. But they're not like super cold. They were huddled up a little bit. But I like having this in there to kind of keep a watch on the temperature, make sure it's not getting too hot or too cold. But I just like having this for the first couple days to make sure that it's not getting too hot in here, because this brooder box doesn't have very good ventilation. We're definitely going to be doing a new design hopefully this winter. My husband's going to be working on that, but for now we are just dealing with what we have like most people do. So all 30 chicks still look really good and really healthy, so really happy about that. And we will check on them tomorrow. They're not really at the stage that they're eating a lot. It's just day 1. That will progress over the next couple days. But for now, I don't have to change out their water and their food very often. So we will check on them again later. So I'm sure y'all could hear the chickens and the ducks in that video. We have our laying hens, we rotate them, and we have them just running right beside the breeder for now. We hope that will help the transition a little bit. But we have about, I just counted, and I think 12 roosters. So I hatched a lot of chicks in the spring, early summer. And of course, you know, you do all that work to incubate and raise them up, and then more of them were roosters than hens, but that's okay. We are doing our fall batch of meat chickens as well, and we'll be processing those mid-November, so in a few weeks, and we will go through and cull all of these roosters out, because they are definitely starting to get a little aggressive. I don't even really like to go in there to gather eggs. I just let my husband do that. So definitely a pro when it came to ordering these fall chicks was availability. Of course, in the spring, chicks are in high demand. It was very crazy this season, constantly going to my local co-op and Tractor Supply, and we would be in line for chicks. It was crazy, and by the time you got up there, the breeds that you may have wanted probably weren't there anymore. So it was kind of like I was constantly going to see what they had, and then trying to order chicks online. It was, you know, at least a month to 2 to even 3 months wait to get them. So availability was just really not there at all, and you just kind of had to settle for whatever you could get. So as far as availability in the fall, so I ordered these to be shipped October 18th. So I ordered it like the Friday before, I think. They're being loud. My turkey. I ordered the Friday before to have them shipped on Wednesday and get here Friday. So I mean, that was just me getting on there very last minute, as most of us are doing. Got on there really last minute and was able to order the chicks and have them pretty much immediately come in. The only thing is, in the fall, pretty much about the end of October is when the hatcheries are gonna be done with the season. So if you can get your orders in that September, 1st of October range, you're probably, you know, that'll be the best time to order. Now with our meat chickens, it was really nice because we had the Labor Day sale. So I got 80 chicks for maybe $1.58 a piece, unsexed chicks. And I don't really order from the same hatchery every time. For the most part, everywhere I've ordered, all my chicks do pretty well. Now meat chicks probably have a higher loss rate. I haven't had any losses in this batch right here, my 30 layers. This is the mix of like different colored eggs. I'll have to look back and see, like olive eggers, blue eggers, the really dark browns, just all of those different colors. It was a mix. But even with the meat chicks, I was able to get those in really quickly and get the sale on those. So that was really nice, especially when we're raising them for meat and to sell. So we haven't done fall chicks before. We've just done what everyone else has, and the traditional way of getting your chicks in spring, early summer, growing them out 6 to 8 weeks to fully feathered, and then they're turned out into 70-degree weather. So we'll be doing the opposite. We'll be growing them out 6 to 8 weeks and then turning them out into 40-degree weather. But we're in zone 7B, 8A, so we don't have nearly as harsh of a winter climate as more of the northern states. We're in central Mississippi, so that's part of probably why I feel confident in raising them this way. I don't really think that there's going to be too many times where we're too concerned about them getting too cold. Tonight is going to be our first frost. It's October 31st, and I think it's going to be a low of 28, and they're only 2 weeks old at this point. But I think with the 2 heat lamps in there and the fresh shavings that they'll be just fine. I'm not very worried about them at all. But like I said, we're not turning them out into 70-degree weather. Will be cooler, so as they're getting more feathers, it'll be getting colder. So hopefully that'll produce a more hardier bird. I know some of these in the mix of the olive eggers and blue eggers and that kind of thing kind of have a reputation for not being very hardy. So hopefully this acclimation will help with that. But for the most part, and this will be different in different zones, especially colder ones, you would probably need to protect them a little bit more. But for us, I am not that concerned about it. The only thing that concerns me more is with this brooder just not having a very good ventilation. And for the most part during the day we'll keep the door open. They can go in and out as they please, and they can get away from that heat lamp pretty easily. If there were more birds in there, then that would be more of a problem. We have tried putting more birds in, especially doing meat birds, and for that amount of space it just doesn't work. It's just too many for such a small space. They can't escape each other. So tomorrow night will be our coldest nights, and then in true Mississippi fashion, it's going to get right back up to 60, high 60s, even 70-degree days for the next at least 2 weeks. So who knows when we'll see a frost again. I mean, it's been known for us to sweat on Christmas Day. So because we're doing this in the fall, I do anticipate them maybe having to stay in the brooder a little bit longer than, say, 8 weeks. Also not super worried about that. We might even move them to our chicken tractor that we have, or we have kind of like a run. We don't really use it because we move our chickens, so we don't really have a use for the run, but just something to have them in that's a little bit bigger space, but also we can add some protection to it. Now, even if in our layers we don't add a heat lamp or anything, winter we get a break, the chickens seem to break, so we don't add a heat lamp in there. I know a lot of people do that so that their chickens will keep laying throughout the winter, and I just don't like the idea of kind of breaking that natural cycle for them to have a break on their bodies, because I want throughout the summer to have them to be as productive as possible. So not adding any artificial light. So chickens kind of range between like 4 to 6 months before they start laying. And like I said, we have, because during in the spring, early summer, we have hens that are just now starting to lay. And tomorrow's the 1st of November. So we're hoping that doing it this way, that they'll be able to kind of grow up while the others are kind of taking a break from laying so much. And then in the spring and early summer, production will kind of pick up for all of them at the same time. Instead of kind of having that lull during the summer when you want your peak egg production, and then they finally get of age and they have started in those winter months. So I'm really excited to see how that turns out, because that was another huge thing. We want to start selling eggs this coming year, and hopefully by that time, whenever we do farmers markets, so hopefully by that time, whenever farmers markets start up, we get our certification, all those things that you have to go through, that's when all of our production will just kind of pick up at once when we're ready to actually be able to sell eggs. So we're hoping that's the plan. Hoping that's how it turns out. So these are our Cornish cross meat chickens that we got September 12th, and they're actually, I got them on sale for $1.70 actually. So that's still an awesome price And I got these unsexed as well, so they're a mix. But getting them in that fall sale and running them right now is a lot easier than it was in the summer. I had to order way in advance to make sure that we got them in the dates that we wanted, because we were doing successions of them throughout the year. So I had to make sure that I stayed on top of that to get them in when we needed to. And also Cornish cross, you probably know that they have a reputation for just not being very heat tolerant. And we did a batch very much in the middle of summer, and they were, they struggled. They definitely did not tolerate the Mississippi heat very well. We were able to run them kind of along tree lines to keep them in the shade. But yes, we definitely will not do that again. We'll probably do like a early spring, spring to early summer, and then a fall batch again. And just not do the summer batch at all. For the sake of our sanity, and we would like to try something else besides Cornish cross. So if y'all have any suggestions, please comment and let me know. I'm just doing a lot of research trying to figure out what's best for our farm. But if you've been following along, you know that we are still learning a lot. And I definitely want to try to do something else. We've done one other breed that I cannot think of, and it's lots of different ones, and they obviously take longer to grow out, and that's kind of why we've liked Cornish cross, because they're really quick turnover. But that's not something that we want to stay with. So if y'all have any suggestions, please let me know in the comment section. But I will say raising meat chickens in the fall is so much better and easier on the chickens, and I feel like us, than when we did them in the summer. So I hope y'all enjoyed that video. Thanks for coming along with me as we are just learning about the best decisions to make for our farm, and learning what's best for us and what we like and what we don't like. And I definitely think that raising fall chicks is something we will do in the future. I'm very excited about how managing the fall meat chickens is gone, and then for our layers, I'm very, very excited to see how the difference is in raising them in the spring versus the fall, and especially how egg production will go from there, because that is definitely a direction that we want our farm to take, and hopefully they'll all survive and just thrive and be really good hardy birds for us. Thanks for coming along, and please like, subscribe, comment, and let me know if this is something that you do, and maybe the struggles and things that I haven't thought of yet. We definitely want to know. So thanks y'all.